Hey everyone, welcome to the Wild and Uncut podcast, brought to you by Ruger. I'm your host, Christy Titus. Thank you for tuning in. The line is going hot, so let's go full send on this episode. Across America, freedom is more than a word. It's a way of life. Generations of grit rest in the hands of those who build, defend, and sustain. Crafted to endure, tested in the wild, and relied upon at home, the next generation of the Ruger American Rifle is a bold evolution of precision and rugged reliability for responsible owners, today and for generations to come. With OnX Hunt, those who wander are never lost. Public and private land ownership, offline functionality, and 3D mapping allow me to hunt with confidence. And the elite membership comes included with draw odds and unit trends with hunt research tools, a membership to Hunt and Fool, plus a membership to Hunt Reminder to ensure you never miss a draw deadline. Download the OnX Hunt app and start your trial today. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Wild Uncut podcast. I am coming at you live from the Christy Titus studio in Sheridan, Wyoming at the ranch here. With
Outdoor studio.
Yeah, I don't even know what you call this. This is my container world. With Christian Chattelier. He is the national sales manager of Dead Air Silencers and all things great that you guys do on the hunting outdoor firearm side.
Yeah, all things outdoors. You know, we started as a more of that tactical side really is where we kind of cut our teeth and what we originally started doing, contract stuff with military and law enforcement. But we just kind of saw that need to get in the outdoor world. So that's kind of what I did anyway. So it's just kind of, it's a fit.
Yeah. So give us a little bit of the background of the brand and then yourself as well. So there's a lot of people listening. There are so many suppressors out there. And there's a lot of noise on the market. Who's making the best? Who does what? And everybody thinks that, you know, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, someone thinks they're inventing a new process or not, and it's not necessarily new. And you guys not only make a great product, but you have opportunities for some of those same streamlined purchasing processes that, you know, we're seeing kind of, delivery services and trust services. And so kind of walk everybody through the nuts and bolts of the brand and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, sure. So like I said, we started out originally doing more of that black gun, if you will, AR style platform stuff for the military. Our engineers and owners of the company actually helped set up, start, and really did a great job with another silencer company. That's kind of how they cut their teeth, was another silencer company. And they saw a need to do something different. They wanted to be more, have an ingenuity side, like, hey, we need to kind of push the envelope and do some new things. And the company they were with just didn't want to do that, so they branched off and made Dead Air a little over 10 years ago. We did the Dead Air X this year for 10-year reunion. They've been doing a little bit longer, but hardcore 10 years. So really heavy into military and law enforcement, commercial market. Started out with the Mask 22 and then the Sandman series, which everybody knows, those flagship silencers that we've had. But the Mask really took over as the best seller in the whole country for if you looked at all silencers in a whole, if you put them in a bucket, the Mask was the number one sold in the country for 3 years running. And this is like year number 4, I think, in a row that we've done that. So they really pushed the envelope. And that's a little bit older ingenuity, but it still works. But now things have changed. And I even like to say that we have a lot of really good friends in the industry because silencer industry is really small. Outdoor industry is already small, but the silencer industry is
super tiny.
That's right. We try to get along with everybody. We really have really great friends in the industry that are with other silencer manufacturers because, we need to be preaching to everyone about shooting silence because of what it does, the safety part, the lifelong effects that it has. When we were younger.
Wait a second.
Hold
on here.
I would say that I'm older, but anyway, I would say that when we started shooting and hunting, this wasn't even a thought.
Yeah. Well, when I started shooting, my dad's got significant hearing loss, like 90% DBI.
Yeah.
And so he was always really good when we were kids at shooting of wearing hearing protection. And like if I were running a tractor or a lawnmower or a weed eater, I've always protected my ears. So that's always, but as a hunter, when we're in the field, how often do we wear hearing protection? There are some parents that I give them full kudos. They bring hearing protection for their kids and they put it on them and they use it. But there are so many times that it's not used.
Yep.
And that's where, silencer suppressors come in.
That's right.
And really kind of make it a safe shooting experience that also reduces recoil. There's so many benefits to it.
A lot of benefits.
A lot of benefit. Yeah.
And that's, what I was going to is just like what you said. We weren't used to using hearing protection all the time.
Sure.
And I grew up in South Louisiana, duck hunting, deer hunting, and you didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
That 1 shot, 2 shot may not hurt you long term, but
it can take
use
one shot.
It can take just one
even like
shot.
In a ground blind or some of these, like in this container, for example, when I shoot in here, I wear double ears.
Yeah.
Because it is the concussion and the echo. So you think about, the Midwest whitetail hunter that's shooting out of a elevated blind. It's metal, now they're plastic, whatever. That concussion from that can cause permanent, lifelong, irreparable damage.
Hi, hello.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I have
Literally.
terrible hearing loss. And if you think about like you're sitting here we look out right now, like if you're hunting next to these hills or canyons or something, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get the kickoff concussion from that. So hunting suppressed, just shooting in general suppressed. Shooting in general, it's so much nicer hunting with a suppressor. And, at Dead Air, that's kind of what they saw. They're like, we need to push the envelope.
Yeah. We
really want to push the envelope on the things that we make, how we make them, and who we're selling them to.
Sure.
So... again, we like to just preach the word of just have a silencer, have a good silencer from a good reputable company, because there are some that pop up like now with everything going on. Turnaround times are so fast. You've got some pop-up companies that come up, but I would say to everyone, get a silencer that that you like. Go shoot them first.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you if I'm behind the counter, it doesn't matter if I'm at a Shields or whatever store and I'm behind the counter going, here's this gun, you can touch it, feel it. Well, if I hand you a silencer, it's just a tube.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to be able to hear it and see it for yourself because everyone's hearing is different. Your hearing is different than mine. We take different decibel levels to make different sounds in our ears. So some of these silencers may sound different to you, right? So... again, so what we're trying to do, things have changed for the silencer industries. We went from welding silencers in baffle stacks to now 3D printing them out of one full solid piece of titanium, and it's lighter.
Featherlight.
It's lighter than a Coke can.
Yeah, Featherlight.
But it's super super quiet. So, there's a lot of good about that. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. That's Dead Air. That's what we're doing. So we now started the outdoor side because we saw a niche for that. We saw a need for it. And now you start to see not everyone, but a lot of people hunting suppressed just because of what it does. Recoil reducing, not only your hearing. It's like if you're filming a show, if I'm filming something, I don't have to have hearing protection on myself and the camera guy or whoever that we're hunting with, a guide or whoever it may be, a spotter. You can talk. Yeah. We can just sit there and have a conversation. I don't have to worry about this big loud boom.
I know. I was at the Night Force ELR match, ROing 2 weekends ago, and nice. I wear Tetra hearing. They've great. The gentleman that makes Tetras is an audiologist, and they're custom and they fit in my ears, and they are noise canceling, and they do the amplification. But what I like about them is in the wind in Wyoming, it doesn't just pick up wind noise and make it loud. Like I can still have a normal conversation because it has such great technology. It filters that. With that said, those guys with those muzzle brakes that are, 4 inches long and multi-ports, and they're shooting a 338 Lapua, and I'm behind them in the best trajectory I can to watch trace as a spotter. The blowback from those muzzle brakes was unbelievable. I mean, as soon as I saw a muzzle brake, I had to put a second pair of ears on. And the guys that were shooting suppressed, I was like, thank you.
Thank you. You were the civilized person.
I know. You know what? Your friends like you at home. I could tell you're a good guy
That's
or
right.
gal
That's
because
right.
you're running suppressed. And I didn't have to double ear because, I mean, that is, I think, the biggest complaint that you hear from an outfitter or a guide or a parent or a hunting partner is when you're running a muzzle brake for that recoil reduction, the concussion from that is devastating, and to their hearing, especially if they're not wearing protection, and even if they are. I mean, I remember I did a shooting school at Magpul my first time, and I shot a 300 Win Mag, and it was a 6-pound hunting rifle, and I shot it one day. And I thought I was going to die. Like, I left the range. It was 104. The concussion from it, just the recoil from that rifle. It was my first shooting school. I totally had no idea what I was doing. I wanted to die. And thankfully, my Magpul instructor was like, hey, don't worry. We're going to give you a different rifle. You can shoot ours tomorrow. But, you want that recoil reduction. And so with suppressing, you get that benefit. Plus, you get to protect your hearing. You get to protect what matters, and you get to protect something for yourself and for the people around you that once it's gone, you don't get it back. It's not the same. I mean, you can wear hearing aids. I can wear my my Tetra shields, and I can hear better, but you lose some directional with that stuff. So once you lose it, there's no recouping it, which is why hunting suppressed, shooting suppressed is so important from a health and safety standpoint. In most countries, it's an over-the-counter purchase. You walk into a store, you buy a suppressor, you leave. It's not like you are having to wait and go through all of this tax stamps and all of this extra.
It's required in some countries.
Yeah, like special paperwork is like unheard of.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you want to protect your hearing?
100%. And when I started out, I was at a young age after high school and playing some baseball, and I went into law enforcement. I was a trooper for many, many, many years and did a lot of shooting. Well, back then, you had either earmuffs, the big muffs. They didn't have any of the electronic stuff yet, or in the ear. And we protected our ears, but it really wasn't the best.
Yeah.
And then, 20 years of that. And then I went overseas and did work there. And you lose a lot. Like you say, you don't get it back, but you lose a lot. And you understand how much you really need your hearing sometimes, all the time.
Yeah.
But you start shooting suppress, and it's like, you know what? Why haven't we done this longer?
Yeah.
Even though, it's the first suppressor was by Sir Maxim, and it was in 1910, and that stuff started back that long ago. Now, how great it was, I don't know, but I'm sure it was great for that time. But now, as it goes on, it gets just better and better. I can take, like, my little daughter, she's 8 years old. I can take her now and comfortably move her up a caliber or two and let her take an animal clean and not have it kick the ever-living crud out of her.
Yeah.
And not, her jerking the trigger because she's scared of it and all that. There's so many benefits to that, right? So, what we do is we've got a pretty big, not a big team. We've got, some rep groups work for us. We've got some internal sales guys. And we try to go to as many outdoor shooting events as we can and just let people shoot. And we get, like I said, we try to pair up with other silencer companies and say, hey, people have their favorites or not, but you have a lot of new shooters. Test them all.
Yeah.
Come listen to them. This is what it's going to sound like. I can tell you all day long it's the best thing, right? But until you
experience it yourself,
you have to.
The other thing, too, I think a lot of people don't know is that your hearing loss, if you have substantial hearing loss between a certain age group, and I think it's in your 40s to 60s, hearing loss in that time frame, and don't quote me on that age frame, but it's somewhere in there. Hearing loss in that time frame will affect your ability or your body's ability to have Alzheimer's. It increases your risk of Alzheimer's disease exponentially. So protecting it at this critical time is so important from that health and wellness standpoint on the Alzheimer's side. Nobody wants to experience that. I mean, if we can do one thing is to take care of our hearing and prevent Alzheimer's in our own family or in our own household, why would we not want to do this? Especially passing that on to our children. Like, you have to look at your kids like, hey man, am I going to do this and spend the money on it? Well, you think about all the accessories for firearms you buy the rifle, You buy the suppressor, you buy the optic. Boy, you have a very fine, expensive piece of machinery there. It's
100%.
not cheap, and a lot of people really, they're intimidated by the process too. So you're talking about being at these shows now. Like this year, for example, I saw you at Hunt Expo, and you guys were there at a booth that had multiple brands.
Correct.
And people could come in, they could talk and learn about each product and find out which one would work best for them. And then the company that was there helped them with the trust process and then actually delivery and receipt. And so I think that's really important because there's a really, because of the classification of suppressors, a lot of people feel like that there is a, it's difficult to connect with being a consumer, or they feel overwhelmed by the process.
That's right. And what we do, at Hunt Expo, at SCI, we team up with Silencer Shop. We've got a lot of partners out there, distribution channels. Silencer Central. We're in their facility and in their organization as well. Silencer Shop comes with us, and what we do is make sure that we have some, let's use SCI for example. We have 3 or 4 different silencer manufacturers all together. That way we can all talk to people about all of our different silencers. Hey, you need to go see Christian. He's got this for your bolt gun for hunting. Like, we don't have something for you. You need to talk to him. Or, hey, this guy may have this for low back pressure or flow design or something like that. Like, we're all there to be able to give what we know and our expertise to these customers. And sometimes it is overwhelming because, again, there's so many different brands, and then you get into the mounting systems and then all the different types. Is it titanium, stainless steel? So, for us, like, for example, at Hunt Expo, we had a really big booth, and we brought Silencer Shop in there. That way we could actually sell on site, and they could walk them through the buying process. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, it is so simple. You can literally pick the silencer you want. I don't care if it's your local store, because that we really want to lean on your local store. We want that money to stay locally, right? So we train them as well. We want you to go in there, pick the silencer, and then they walk you through the paperwork with the ATF and the trust and all that. If you need one or not, they walk you through that, and then you pay your tax stamp and you wait your time. Well, now the wait times were a year, and now it's like hours to days.
It's unbelievable.
It makes it so much easier. And we may see something coming, with this House bill that may change some things as well. So stay tuned for that part.
Yeah, we're all praying for that one. We'll see if it goes through. I mean, this has been an item that has been brought to the forefront and slowly dismissed and then brought. I think the problem with it is TV makes it. TV movies make it sound like if you have a suppressor, you must be...
You're an assassin.
Yes, 100%. And then nobody could ever hear your firearm discharge, which is totally not true. It just brings those DBIs down to a safer level.
That's all it is. And again, you're spot on.
Yeah.
That is really what's hurt the industry on this part for us, is because people think, you're going to be an assassin with it. And I can count on one hand how many things in the country have happened in the last 10 or 20 years with a silencer. And that's just, it's not the case.
Yeah.
The people that are buying these are not going to go commit crimes. It's people wanting to protect our hearing.
That's correct.
We're hunters, we're shooters, we're everyday shooters, tactical, military, and law enforcement. That's what it's for. It's not for bad things, but that's just... Sometimes you can't change people, but all we can do is preach the good word and try to put these out and get them in the hands.
So talk to everybody a little bit about construction. So you mentioned that there's different types of construction and how you guys are now able to manufacture these different than you ever have. So walk us through that process of manufacturing, what to look for, end-use application.
Yeah, so, we started out at Dead Air doing a stainless steel version of, let's go to the Nomad series, because this is really what is a staple thing for us in the industry. This is the silencer that a lot of people have chased the sound on because it just has such a great sound. We started out welding the baffles. So you have a baffle and they're each individually welded.
Sure.
Okay. So it's multi-parts welded together. Well, we found over time that could be a stress point. So if something happens, it's usually in that weld. And then if there's something goes wrong with the machine, electricity with a surge or something, that could alter that weld on that silencer.
Okay.
So as time goes on and the pushing of the envelope by other silencer companies and ourselves, now we're additive manufacturing. We're 3D printing. That is a one-piece design. That whole silencer is one piece, so that makes it stronger.
Gotcha.
It's lighter. That's full titanium. That's one-piece titanium.
And how long is this?
That's 6.5 inches
Okay.
and 7.9 ounces.
Okay.
Super lightweight. Now, we do have another, a longer version,
Sure.
but this is a staple in the industry of what really people have benchmarked, one of the highest, best qualities. And there's other good quality companies out there, but, talking about ours, we just found that this is the best sound. And if you're looking for that silencer for a packing gun or to go hunting, that's the one you want to use. So we kept it light. We went to a longer version to get a little bit nicer sound, because a little bit longer, because it has more baffles inside.
Okay.
It's still a baffle, right? If you look at the size, it's still a baffle, but they're super lightweight because they're titanium. So what we do is we fully manufacture it out of titanium dust. It presents the silencer at the end, and we put tooling features on it. So you can put, let's say you have a different muzzle device that you've already got another silencer, or you're the weapon of choice. We want to play well with others. So we want you to be able to use either our silencer or our mounting systems. So we give you tooling features that are just easier to use in the field.
That's fantastic. So let's also talk about some of the performance characteristics, because if you take, for example, like the new Gen 2 Ruger American line, the Ranch has a short barrel, super short barrel, and then a lot of people are throwing these suppressors on them because you're getting that shorter barrel, but you throw a can on there and you have more of a standard length barrel, and you get the sound protection without losing muzzle velocity. So let's talk
100%.
about ballistic performance on
Sure.
what you can gain, as far as speed from some of these cans as well.
Yeah, it was a huge misconception of, if I put a can on there, since it suppresses the sound, it's going to slow down my projectile, and that's not the case. Let's just use a flat base across the board. It will actually increase 2, 5, 8 feet per second. That's not much.
Yeah.
But that's dependent on temperature, time of day, because of all of the things going out here in the atmosphere.
Density, altitude.
Length of barrel, projectile, the weight, and also the powders behind it. It all depends on that. We saw yesterday, we were at Magpul yesterday, and we were using the Ranch rifles, Gen 1s and 2s from 308, 6.5, and 7 PRC. And we were seeing the shorter barrels. We were getting 50 feet per second more out of it as it got to be 12, 1, 2 o'clock, as it heated up for some reason.
Because the temperature.
It just changed. So we got way more performance out of it. And we were shooting farther with less dope in the optic. So length of the silencer.
Yeah.
That has something to do with it too. Let's say you're shooting people want to get as shorter and light as we can, right? Because we don't want the weight. But let's say we're using a 18-inch barrel. Well, now you put a silencer on it, add 6 inches. Now you're back up to that barrel length.
Yeah.
You're adding to that barrel, so it is harmonics. So you're still going to get a great ballistics flight out of there. So that was a misconception about slowing down, and it's really not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I've always heard that it adds to the velocity, never taken from it.
Yeah,
so that would be interesting to experience that. You have some of these longer barreled rifles that you put a suppressor on there, it's 9 inches long. You have some really long rifles, but you get extra speed, so you're going to get performance, and that's all there is to it. I mean, you can't unmath the math.
That's it.
And if you want to run something shorter and you don't want to have a 4-end heavy rifle, throwing a smaller can on a shorter barreled rifle will kind of give you maybe perhaps a better balancing point as well.
Yeah. I mean, like if you look at the two up front, you've got the short model. That's going to be something I'm going to use because I've got a 26-inch barrel on 7 PRC. So I know I'm going to have it in a sheath going up the mountain with a horse or hiking or something, right? I'm going to use that shorter silencer that we have. But if I'm hunting out of a blind or riding to and from a side-by-side and sitting on a hilltop and glassing, I'm going to take the longer one because I know it's going to have better recoil and better sound, or better recoil reducing and better sound. So it just depends on what you're doing. And again, we walk people through that daily.
That process.
That's it. We walk them through the process.
Yeah. And so cleaning, maintenance, what are we talking about?
Good question. Well, it's funny because we had one 2 days ago that a guy had bought in 2018. It was one of our Sandman series, one of the first, things that we made years ago. He had been using this. He is a DOE guy. He was a Marine Corps sniper. He's a trainer. That's what he does for a living, is training. He's used this in every training he's had. He's got close to 50,000 rounds through this thing.
Never cleaned it.
Never cleaned it.
I love that guy.
And I know.
I am that guy.
That's
me.
me. Yes.
Me and him can be best friends. That's great.
So he comes to me. He's like, hey, I started shooting this thing the other day before class, and I was shooting 50 feet low at like 300 yards. I'm like, yeah, there's a problem. Let's look at it. So I took it apart, and I'm looking at it, and I'm going, there's not even a hole in there. Like, it is clogged up.
Yeah.
Well, he changed. It's awesome because you can change that silencer from a 5.56 to a 308 to a 7.6239, whatever. He changed it through so many different things, and he never cleaned it. He said, but it never failed him, not once. And he started seeing some weight. So we did a dunk with some solution, and within a day or something, I was able to get the end cap off, and seriously, just everything fell out.
Incredible.
It was almost totally
carbon loaded.
Carbon in there, but no baffle strikes, no end cap strike, nothing. And we cleaned it out, and it was perfect. So let's go to the other side. On a high pressure can, a hunting can, let's say you're going to use this primarily for hunting, and it's just going to live on a bolt gun, not long range precision, not shooting every day, just hunting. You'll never clean it.
Yeah.
You're going to shoot it, you're going to put it away, and you're going to shoot it and confirm your zero the next time you go hunting. All that old carbon, those high pressure rounds are just going to blow out that old carbon, put new carbon in. And a little carbon's not bad for it. Think about your muffler. You don't clean that thing all the time. A little carbon's good for it.
Yeah.
But if you're that long range precision shooter, if you're someone that shoots every day, I would say on a large caliber can like that, maybe 2,000 rounds, 1,500 rounds. But by that time, you're changing a barrel anyway. Right?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you're switching your barrel anyway, so just maintenance at all.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if you want to do it, these are self-contained. These are one piece because we want them to stay that way. We don't want, that was the other thing. I want my can to come apart so I can clean it. Nah, that's a misconception too. Dunk it. There's solutions out there. You can put an ultrasonic, just dunk it and let it do its job. Use air, spray it out, let it dry.
You're good to go.
Yeah, it's not a big thing that you've got to scrub on. Now, rimfire cans, pistol cans, that's different. Yes, every 1,000 to 1,500 rounds, clean it because that ammo is dirty.
Yeah.
So clean it out. But these cans, no way. We'll be okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine.
That's
well,
it.
and I like what I try to do at the end of the season every year is before I put my firearm away, I reconfirm my 100-yard zero. I trajectory validate at distance, and I make an index card, and I write on there, okay, it's zeroed with this ammo at 100 yards, validated to this, data's in the Kestrel, wherever. Make sure I write down what I've named it in the Kestrel, and that's how I put my guns away. And then you could even write on there, hey, zeroed with this can.
Yeah.
And that way okay, I've done it, I've shot this, put it away. This is the family. If you journal your firearms like I do, this is how we put this away. And when I grab it, I do the same thing all over again. I am so OCD about doing the process, ensuring the process is the same over and over, so that it's so much easier when you pick up your firearm and you're like, okay, I know this is going to be good.
That's so awesome.
And you have a good process down, and that would be, you just assign, okay, this is what I validated with this can. Write it down.
It's a system, right?
Yeah, it's a system.
I mean, you don't shoot without an optic.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can't shoot without your ammo. It is a true system, especially when you put a silencer too, because we can just jump into that. You put a silencer on a gun, you're going to have to reconfirm your zero because you were messing with harmonics. People always, it doesn't, this silencer you put it on, it's not going to mess up your point of impact.
100% incorrect.
Incorrect. Even with ours, you're going to put it on there, you're going to reconfirm. You're going to be off just a little bit. It won't be a lot, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But make sure that you put it on with your wrench, or make sure it's tight. Make sure you use the right muzzle device, because it has to index one way, and it has to end up that way exactly every time.
Yeah.
So if you have to take it off to fly or to go in the truck or whatever, that it's going to be the same every time. So you need to reconfirm that zero.
And making sure if you're like running a match or something like that, making sure that it stays tight, that it's properly indexed is really important. I've seen so many people shooting and their cans comes loose, and they're wondering why they're kind of having some deviation in their trajectories, and it's like, well, is your can tight? No. Well, then they go to touch, you're like, it's hot. Like, no, you got to have a cover on that thing. Just grab a hold of it. I mean, they do get hot. When you burn through them, they get hot. And it's something for people, if you've never shot suppressed, you need to know these cans, they heat up and they hold heat. And so they make can covers for them that you can put over. Then you can touch them, ensure that they're properly indexed, making sure that everything is as good as and precise as possible.
Yeah, yesterday we were shooting, like I said, in the middle of the day from 338 to 308.65, and I think every 2 or 3 shooters, they were shooting 10 rounds a piece, so every 2 or 3 shooters, I would just use the wrench. I'd go up with a glove, make sure it's tight, good to go. And there was only at one time the 338 had come not loose, but it just came just a little bit, because when I put the wrench on it, I could barely feel it go, but still just that little bit. We wanted to make sure, because we were shooting a mile, so we wanted to make sure that there was no deviation in that. And about the can covers, they're great for keeping mirage out of your optic.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's really what, if you're going to shoot LRP, so if you're shooting a match and you're going to shoot a lot of rounds back to back, more than 5, a cover's great. But if you're going to shoot more than that, covers could actually, on titanium, covers can actually hold heat in, and you don't want that.
Okay.
So if you're
So there's a pro and a con to it.
There is. So if you don't want the mirage, keep the can cover on there.
Yeah.
If you want it to not get beat up because you're going from position to position, and I see some of your shooting positions here, you're going position to position, you don't want to beat it up, put a can cover. If you're not worried about the mirage so much, you're only shooting 3 to 5 rounds at a station and then moving again, leave the cover off.
Yeah.
Because seriously, it will hold that heat in. Covers are great, but it will hold the heat in. But those honestly are for you, your leg, your partner, your truck seat, whatever, so you don't burn anything. That's what it's for. But also keeping the mirage down. Now, like in Texas, when we go thermal hunting, we run can covers a lot, because under thermal, you don't, if you're shooting a lot at hogs at night,
lot of mirage.
You're getting a lot of mirage in that thermal. So yeah. So there's goods, pros, like you said, pros and cons, but just some tips and tricks.
It's just, I think a lot of it, with anything, number one, shooting's a perishable skill. It's muscle memory, just like with anything else. And if you don't practice it, you lose it. And figuring out a system that works for you is what's important. And, the way I do things is not necessarily the way you probably do things. And conversely, you probably do things different than somebody else, And so I think the best thing you can do is educate yourself on the product. Try different ways of shooting. Okay, I'm going to try it with a cover on. I didn't like it. It was, seemed hot, or these were the drawbacks, or I liked it because of it prevented mirage, whatever. Try it, run it, and see what tricks and what ways, it functions best for you.
100%. There's a, I am that guy, and everybody would tell you I'm that guy. I don't care if I spend the money on something. I don't care. I will spend the money to make sure it's what I want.
Sure.
Because down the road, I should have done that. Well, should have spent the money and got what you wanted. Get something better, or try this out.
Buy once, cry once is a philosophy that I adhere to in life.
I am exactly the same.
But I'm also a Dave Ramseyer, so it's like, if I can't pay cash for it, I don't have it. So I
Can't do it.
Got to start my savings account, and that is
right.
one thing. Let's talk a little bit about price on cans.
Sure.
Where are we running on these?
So these are $1,000, $1,100.
Yeah. They don't break the bank.
That's right. They don't. And we haven't raised our prices. So we still want to be true to the consumer, the end user, which I'm still in. I worked for FN and another company before in the industry. I was a hunting guide for years. I ran dead air before I was here. And I've been here almost 5 years. So I believe in it. But remembering the prices back then, we haven't gone up. But the process has changed. It's longer. It's way more in depth because of the additive manufacturing. Now, across the board, you would have to look like our cheapest silencer, 435, 439, which is the 22 can.
Yeah.
And then you've got pistol cans in between. You've got
I'm waiting
some
on
other
those
stuff.
pistol cans from my old Mark IV.
Come
on now.
Hey, we've got the new one.
So
we've got the new RXD line.
That's what I was going to bring in next.
Yes, so we've got these new RXD lines. But
RXD is Ruger times dead air.
Yeah, we did something great. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Super excited about that. But anyway, you've got certain type of silencers. So there is a difference in price from the 22 can up to like one of the big bolt cans. But there's stuff for in between, like for the lever guns. For the 4570, we've got the primal, and that thing's like $750.
Yeah.
You kidding me? That's easy.
Yeah.
And you can do multiple calibers out of it. Pistol, 4570, whatever. But so we've got something for everything. We don't go up to 50, but we've got something for everything.
I don't have a 50 anyway, so we're safe. We've been marked safe from that. I'm not shooting a 50. I'm good. They were shooting a 50 at the ELR.
Yeah.
And Barrett brought a 50 out. Barrett co-sponsors that match to some degree, and they brought a 50 out. And oh Lord, have mercy!
Yes.
Have you ever shot? You've shot a 50
multiple times.
Yeah. Well, I shot the 50, and I was actually surprised. It was so heavy. The rifle was. It really didn't recoil that bad. It's more of a shove, as they say. It's not like a punch. It's like a shove. But anyway, yeah, those 50s, we weren't safe from that. So
and you see the big break. Talking about brakes, you see the brake on that thing.
Oh, it's like a unicorn horn on the end of your firearm.
Huge. Yes, but another thing was like when we were talking earlier about mounting and changing point of impacts and stuff like that. That's why I brought this out, was because I have one of these. It's called the Xeno Omni Brake. It is a brake, but it has external threads, so you get touch points all the way around it. It's left-handed, so once you screw this silencer on here, I'll just show you real quick. So once you screw the silencer on, it's left-handed thread, and it goes over the top of it, and it goes all the way down to the bottom, and it seals it. Well, once you take it off right-handed, you're not taking off the muzzle device. It actually tightens the muzzle device. So I can go from one gun to another gun to another gun with ease and never have to change anything because these are already on there. So this is what I live by, is the Xeno setup, and it's light, it's short. You know, there is another option that you'll see in a second that we just did for the RXD line that is super awesome. You can direct thread it, but there's other stuff out there. But for us, that's kind of the way we're going for long range precision in hunting, is because it works. Because the point of impact after you re-zero, it can only index with these threads one way, so you know once you screw it on, you get to that point. It's there. It's exact every time. Yeah. So that's huge, especially with the matches and hunting, because you do want to be, I don't know what my English is right now. You want to be very precise on everything. Mm-hmm. You want to be, for sure on matches, you have to make sure that every shot counts, and every shot counts, and it's exactly where you want it. Well, for an animal, we're going to make sure we take that animal clean. So that's why we do that.
Yeah, out here we don't get second chances at steel when they're living targets.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to run away.
They're going to run away.
All right, that brings up a super cool point. So I was hunting this mule deer last year, just super huge mule deer out in West Texas. We'd been hunting for many days, and finally the last day they come out of the wheat fields over into the sand dunes, and here comes the mule deer we'd been looking for. Well, there's a bunch of eyes around it. There's like 15 or 20 other mule deer, bucks, does, and they've got us pegged. Well, I didn't know what a coyote at the time ran them off, so they were kind of hinked up anyway. But I shoot this mule deer. It's like 258. I shoot this mule deer, and they kind of bounce.
The deer was 258, or the range was 258?
The mule deer was 258 yards where I shot.
Okay, I was thinking it was 258-inch deer or 258 yards.
Are you kidding me?
Let me clarify this. Which are we, 258 yards or 258-inch deer? Okay, I was about to have a heart attack just now. Okay, we're good. All right.
I love how you went there. You're like,
wait a minute. Let's back this up. 258 what? Okay.
So it's 258 yards away. Okay. So I shoot this deer, and they kind of bounce off, and they're just circling this deer, and they go back to eating like nothing happened. That's the other thing. With the silencer, yes. Mm-hmm. Let's say you do miss. You can stay in the optic and see or hear I will say hear the miss, because when that animal gets hit with a silencer, you can hear the slap, but you can see in the optic. You can stay in the optic because it's so recoil reducing. You can do a follow-up shot. Yeah. But the other thing, let's say you do miss or you've got a long shot, they just stay right there. You're going to get a follow-up shot. If you're not suppressed, just like you said, you're unlikely to get a follow-up shot.
Well, and I've had hunting partners that'll shoot suppressed, and I'll be on the spotting scope, and I can't even hear them shoot. Right. Like, there'll be a canyon over, and I'm watching, and I'm like, well, did they shoot? Because you don't hear it as well. That's right. That's the other thing, like for other hunters. If other hunters a canyon over might not know that you've gotten into game or something because you're hunting suppressed as well. So that's also a benefit.
You're not scaring the animals either.
Yeah.
Another canyon over.
Exactly.
Right. So you're not pressuring those animals. Mm-hmm. So that's super cool. Yeah. I'm glad we went there. 258. I wish.
You and me both. But you know what? There are people that shoot them. I mean, it does occur. So it's just not ever been me.
Yeah.
Yet.
I can't wait. Yet. That's the thing. We're going to chase them.
Someday.
We're going to chase them.
It's going to happen. I was after a big one last year. Not that big, though. 258's out of my wheelhouse. But
that's large.
I'm getting there someday.
That's large. Yeah, we're looking at some mule deer and elk hunts this year, and we're super pumped with the dead air outdoor side. We're definitely pushing that, so we're trying to attend as many hunting classes and as many hunting outfitting programs, which we have. Like for outfitters, if you're an outfitter, you come to us.
Sure.
We give you preferred pricing to be able to use on your guns that they're using with clients. You know, so we started that.
Sure.
So we're doing more with hunting, and then the partnership.
Yeah, let's talk about the partnership.
Yeah, this is, I don't think anyone saw that coming. So we've always been very close with a lot of companies, and Ruger has been one of them.
Yeah.
From like the Mark IV, the 22 side with our cans, and then lever guns and some long range precision stuff. We've helped them along the way do some stuff, and here we are. We made a can for them. Yeah. So we license. It's been a long time in the works, but we licensed the can. So what we did, it's not just a.
They've been chomping at the bit of this thing. I think 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we first met, we started talking.
SHOT Show. That was 3 years ago.
I really want to do something. I really want us to partner, but I can't say anything.
Yeah. No.
It was so tough.
Yeah.
And then now here we are, and it's like, oh, finally. Because we talked at SCI, and I'm like, it's coming. Just hang on for a second. Yeah. But here it is. We've got 2 silencers we started with. This is the Nomad. So we started. I'll give you this guy, and this is the RXD 30 Ti. So this is not a reskin. Oh, how light is that though?
It's beautiful, and I love the graphics. They're really cool. You guys did a good job on this.
Marketing for Ruger and Dead Air got together, and they
made it super cool.
Job.
It's great.
And that's a lot of the battle. Yeah. But so what we did, it's not a reskin of the Nomad or anything else. There are some differences if you look at the can. So what we did, we took our Triskelion baffle system. That's where it's a spin. You can look in the back of that can. So it spins all the gas and air out, comes back down, and it's got some chambers. And you can see the acoustics inside. You kind of see that rough edge.
I don't think you guys can see in this. I'm sorry, but
yeah, sorry about that.
It's pretty cool.
The acoustics inside make a big difference. So we've got Triskelion in the back, which we did on a pistol can and another 5.56 6 mil can called the Lazarus, and we found just great performance out of that. But again, like I said earlier, the staple can for sound has been the Nomad. So we took half Triskelion and half Nomad and Frankensteined it, and we came up with RXD. The result is mind-blowing. I've got a guy who works for me, and he tells everybody that I sleep with a Nomad TI under my pillow because this is on every bolt gun that I have.
Really?
This is what I hunt with. Every show, every hunt is always with a Nomad TI, just because of the performance. Until
that.
And I don't hate to say it, but oh my gosh, this thing is phenomenal. What we did, Triskelion, Nomad, and we added the e-brake on the end. So what this is a brake that has a specialty cut to it. That way it's not a loud spit sound when it comes out, because some brakes have that sound, right? So as the gas and air goes through the can, it slows down. It makes the silence sound, not always like, let's say that, not movie quiet, right? But for a large caliber can like this, it makes a great sound, but then it hits the ports up here in this brake, and it gives you more recoil reducing. So let's say
similar to a muzzle brake.
Exactly.
With exiting gas at a greater capacity.
Greater capacity, lower speed, so that keeps the sound down and it keeps the recoil down.
Yeah, and you don't lose velocity.
That's right. First gun I tried it on, 7 PRC.
I got that.
I got one of those.
I love it. Hornady knocked it out of the park with that one.
They did.
Yeah.
So I get a Ruger Predator. I get the Hornady guys that give me some 7 PRC, and they're like, hey, what are you doing with it? I told them I'm going this. And I was like, oh, please take a bunch of it. Please, please, please go shoot it. One shot, animal down. Another one shot, animal down. And we shoot over the next few months before we released it, the performance out of it. But the sound. So 7 PRC is a hammer of a round. It's a pill. It's getting it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Same with like 30 cal with 300 Win. I can put that on there, put it on a bipod, and only have one hand on it, shoot it, and stay in the glass. Not only a great sound, but you're getting, 35 to 40% less felt recoil at the shoulder.
Wow.
How awesome is that?
Which you already have like 60% less just from the cartridge itself over a 300 Win. So now you even reduce it even more. It's like a pea shooter. Yeah.
It is amazing. We've got to shoot it. Yeah.
But
The engineers, I am not an engineer. I just have to say that. I'm the end user still. The engineers knocked this out. This was amazing. And, excuse me, we released it at NRA this year. So you're going to see this. We just got all distribution has theirs now. They're on the shelves. They are selling. And again, this is a phenomenal can. So if you want anything, this is good up to 300 rum. So 300 PRC, very high 30 cal ballistics, and down to 223. This can will do it all. It comes with with a muzzle device, so you can get it in. You can put your Xeno on the end if you're already married to the Xeno system. But the other cool thing we did, it's a direct thread. We have a muzzle device mounted inside. So what this does, it decreases the erosion of blast baffle. It decreases blast baffle erosion is what I should have said. So you're going to get longer life out of your blast baffle right here just by putting this in here. So that's a super cool add.
when you order this, Shop Ruger, probably you can't order this through Shop Ruger. How do you order this?
You're going to order it through on our website, so deadairsilencers.com.
Okay.
Or we want to keep your money local. Go to your local gun store. Have
And
them order one because they can order. We have 21 distributors.
Okay.
They can order it anywhere.
Yeah.
So it will be on the shelves.
So this would direct thread on let's say my Gen 2, or you have to order this separate.
Comes with it.
Comes with it.
See,
now that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for making this easy because
easy.
You get your can and then you're like, that doesn't work. This
That's
math
right.
ain't mathin'.
That's right.
The girl math.
we want you to be able to
that's great.
plug and play.
Yeah, you should be able to have your can come with everything you need to put your can on your firearm.
That's it.
And why some of them are sent that way where you're like, oh, yeah, you didn't get the adapter. It's like, well, this is like a suggested shopping cart thing feature we can put at the end here.
That's why it's important to go through
It
that
is
stuff.
so important to understand what you're buying because then
right.
when you get it home, you're so excited to use it and then you can't use it. So what good's it do you?
That's right. And that's why we go to all these events is to teach people, hey, let me ask, I need this, I've got this gun, I want to suppress it. Okay, how many guns do you have? Because usually it's not just one.
Sure.
So then we go through, this is the can you need. That's the easy part. The can is the easy part. It's the mounting systems. Because if you've got different gun manufacturers, different thread pitches and all that, so we walk them through that.
Yeah.
But we put the mount in there. We want you to be able to do that. We put tools now. So a lot of manufacturers, including ourselves, would make a proprietary tool that would actually work on that silencer. Well, if you're in the field and you forget your tool,
You're in trouble.
you're in trouble. So guess what we did? You can use our tools or any over-the-counter store-bought tools will take this on and off your gun.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's so many times you don't have the right tool.
That's
I
right.
try to travel, like especially if I'm on a fly-in hunt or something.
Yes.
I try to bring my
Light.
own toolkit. Well, here's the thing. You can't count on an outfitter to bring your stuff for you.
Correct.
You have to bring your own. You have to have your own toolkit, your own torque wrenches, know your torque specs, know your optics, know your firearm. Make sure that you have everything to service your own firearm because a lot of these outfitters, a lot of guides, as you know, you were a guide for a long time. You're running whatever and they don't know what you're running. How are they going to have your tools for your stuff? So like if I do a fly-in hunt, I'll bring all my toolkit to my base camp. Even if I'm sheep hunting, especially if I'm going on something like a sheep hunt. I bring my toolkit, bring it to the base camp because if something happens, I want to be able to fix it at the base camp and not be, okay, now I got to borrow someone's beat up mountain rifle. They're like, I've been shooting this thing for 30 years. It's great.
Without a silencer.
Yeah. That's terrible, right? So, having a tool or being able to just go buy a tool.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I forgot my tool at home. It happens. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. We forget things. Go buy the tools you need to make them work.
100%.
That's awesome. And then you're not reinventing the wheel on that. So.
Yeah. So we wanted to make sure to hit that up front. And you know what? Let's make sure that they can take apart their silencer to, like you said earlier, if it's that person they want to clean it, or if there's an issue, or if they need to move it from gun to gun, we want you to be able to do it
at home.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So we did that. And
I'm all for being independent because I don't know if those of you listening to my podcast, you might know, you might not know, but I mean, I have to do all this stuff myself. It's not like I hand my stuff. I don't hand my gun off to anybody and have them validate my firearms. You know, if I show up to shoot a match, it's because I put on my own scope. I validated my own things. I want to know how to work on how to work on my gear, how it works, how it functions, because if I have a problem, I don't want to have to try to rely on somebody else. And that is so empowering, you know, if we have the right equipment, the right tools, or no, hey, you know what? I got this can. I forgot my tool. Let's just go down and buy a tool. If I have a problem, we got it.
That's
no
it.
problem.
That's it. And it makes you feel better, too, knowing you've got the right stuff when you go on the field. You've
Sure.
confirmed it, and you have extra or your tools with you. You know, if something happens, you can do that.
I got a truck vault in my truck, and I try to keep a magneto speed in there and
Nice.
a toolkit and like just basic tools, right? So, I mean, I had a hunt, you know, just I guess making mistakes in the field in my aged experience level now. Thanks, Christian, for that.
I wasn't saying anything
we
this time.
are all
Nope.
old.
Hey, I just turned 48 last week.
I have
feeling
made
it.
some mistakes and you know, had some optics lose zero. They weren't Night Force. But things happen and I didn't have toolkits. And so over time you kind of learn like you better have a good toolkit, you know. So I have a locker in here with tools in it and I try to be prepared and I think that's so important to have a tool. If you have a specialty tool, they're like, oh, you can order it on whatever and have the tool sent to you. Well, what good's that going to do you when you're in Smithers, BC, right? Like, you're out. You got to have something that, you know, you can just go and buy, and that's really great that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, we're trying to think about everything. It's hard to think about everything all the time. You know, it really is.
But experienced personnel lends itself to delivering a better product to the consumer.
Yes. And trial, error, and failures.
Yeah.
Everybody's failed, including us.
Of course.
And it's the company's all about gauged of how did you make up for it? What did you do to improve? And we really pride ourselves on that.
Yeah.
And that brings up a good point. It's lifetime warranty.
Sure.
So if something happens, we're going to take care of you.
And these are made in Utah, Heber City, it says on the side.
Yeah, we're making a lot there. We've got some other places that are doing some stuff for us to try to ramp up production just because of wait times are so low. It's hard to keep things on the shelf.
Sure.
You know, it's a back order status. But, I mean, that's a good thing. But also, you know, people these days, including myself, instant gratification. I've got to have this gun, right? I was going on. We were talking about this. I was coming out here last year to shoot prairie dogs.
Because everybody wants to come to Wyoming.
Oh, gosh.
But only the lucky ones live here.
I love Wyoming. Leaving Texas to come here. Oh, my gosh. This is gorgeous here. But I'm on the way to go to this hunt, and I go to my local shop to get some ammo for my 204, and I go, oh, no. I let my 204 out and somebody's got it, and I'm way away from that person. I need this now. So I called Ruger, and they're like, we can't get you one in time. I'm that instant gratification person. It's on the shelf right here. Just give me this one. So I take it off the shelf, and Ruger says, I will just send them another one. They're awesome. But anyway, with that being said, we're at a back order status on some cans. It's like with these wait times being so low, we want to make sure people get everything, but when you see something, you ask the right questions before you buy, but you need to get it.
Yeah.
But having said that,
Because demand is so high.
Demand is high, but lifetime warranty. So if something happens, we're going to back you. So don't worry about that. So we've got the RXD 30 Ti, and then we introduced the RXD 22 Ti. And in it, and I should have brought it out. It's in my box right here. So if you need to grab it, I can. But it's another single piece titanium, has one monocore in there. Super, super quiet, super lightweight. And those are the two cans we started with Ruger, and it has been a great venture. So it has been very exciting. And a little birdie told me last night at the supper table that you may be seeing some of those shortly. So
You know, we're us here in Wyoming. We're on the wait list like everybody else.
it may be beautiful up here, but you got to wait for something.
We're on the wait list also. Well, and Brant can't do the suppressors here, so you got to talk to Brant about getting licensed because he's my FFL. So I got another local store here that just started doing suppressors here in Sheridan. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky. Rocky Mountain Discount Sports is doing them now.
We're gonna go by there tomorrow.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go see them tomorrow, and I'll bring them this stuff. We've got some reps in the area, but still, we're here. We're gonna
go talk to them.
Yeah, go talk to them
because they're the only ones in town.
Yeah,
they're the only ones in town.
Again, we want it to stay here, so we want them to get the love. So if you're in Sheridan, make sure to go see them.
Yeah, they're really great people down there.
They are. We came
they're
last
good.
year, and I spent a lot of money on ammo because I realized I'd never been prairie dog hunting. And last year was the first time, and the guide's out here, and he's like, how much ammo did you bring? Oh, I got 250 rounds.
That's not enough.
It's like, what are you talking about?
250 rounds is like a half a day's sport right there.
If that, like we went through that in I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
we
no,
shot so many groundhog. I mean, prairie dog.
Well, Brant, I have a little town up on top of my place, and sometimes Brant will bring people up here. I'm like, go! I've never shot them at my place here.
Wow.
Well, I just get so busy, and then it's like, well, this is a prairie dog. It's not like, it's like prairie dog shooting is for like a community activity. It's not a solo sport. Like it's something you go and you shoot. You set up a bench, and you shoot the close ones with your 17s and your 22s, and you work out with your 223s. Then you get out your 6mm or what, and then you start going real far, and you just slowly make a minefield. Just work close and then go far, and you can spend hours in the same spot and not move. It's amazing.
And here's the cool thing about that. You're off hunting season.
Yeah.
What not a better way to stay in tune with your gun suppressor for hunting season.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing for me. I'm like, I'm sitting here shooting all day long, and it was amazing. Yeah. But I didn't realize how much damage they did.
Oh, it's terrible.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're horrible. And they carry the plague.
Right.
So, like, when I go up there where my town is, I have to catch my little dog because she thinks she is going to mess up all them prairie dogs.
She's the same size.
Oh, literally the same size. But she runs up there, and it's like, oh, terror's breaking loose. And I'm like, oh, no. So she loses her mind. I'm afraid she's going to go down in one of those holes and never come back. There's like rattlesnakes in there, and, like, it's gross. So, yeah, she's not allowed to just free run up there. Thankfully, they're a mile back there, not here.
Yes.
So yeah, they're very devastating to grasses, and then the holes, livestock and horses
and cattle
break their legs and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty bad stuff.
And we have some in Texas after we get done. With our hunts and mule deer hunting, we'll go out with the 223s and do that a little bit. But I'd never seen anything like these prairie dog towns out here. Yeah. It's crazy.
Mine are very localized, thankfully. So hopefully they just stay.
Yeah, they're not moving around the property.
No, they haven't. So look at all the antelope walking through right here, though. That's pretty cool. There's 4 of them right there.
There is.
And then there was one up on the hill over here, and then there was a mule deer. I watched go up the drainage there a few minutes ago, too.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thanks for not saying anything.
Yeah, well, it was just like, but those ones are really close. They look like the little mini bear out there, my little archery target.
Yeah, so, they're so gorgeous.
That's pretty cool. It's great to live in a place where you look out your window and you have that kind of wildlife, and you get to shoot your guns. Like from where we're sitting right now, you can shoot 1080. My steel. Yeah, so I guess.
Is it up through that?
Yeah, so up on top of that ridge, if you see the top of that ridge, if you come just off, there's a dirt bank right there, and that's my 1080.
That's awesome.
And if you go back to the road, it's like 1,300 yards.
You've got some range out here.
I got a little range.
It's gorgeous out here.
Yeah, that whole hillside is hidden with steel.
That's awesome.
And so it's pretty fun. And the shoot house here is super awesome because if it's raining or snowing or just windy, you can get in here and
I saw one of your videos you did. I'm like, man, she has a range set up at her house. And I'm like, this is perfect.
Yeah, it's cool.
You could get out of the weather.
Out of the sun, too.
Oh, it's beaming down right now, too.
Yeah, and it is high noon and hot. And when we talked about doing this, I'm like, I don't want to go outside. We're going to do it in the can.
Yeah, it's
literally,
nice
we're going to shoot about the cans in the can. So
this is awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. It's my little redneck paradise here in Wyoming. But
yeah.
And Wyoming is, Second Amendment sanctuary, constitutional carry, right to hunt and fish. They love it when you hunt suppressed here. I mean, there is no ifs and or buts about, the Wyoming being a gun friendly state. So it's really a paradise if you're a person that, likes shooting. It's really windy and cold, so you don't want to live here.
Don't come. Stay there.
Stay wherever you're from. California is a great state.
As I pull up in my rental.
He literally is driving a rental car that says California license plates. I'm like, ooh, that's bold rolling around here.
Sorry, it's just me.
It's a rental car. I swear, it's not mine.
Just me. Hey, I'm fine if you're from California. It's gorgeous up there. Just, kind of be mindful of where you're going to.
Yeah. Well, actually, the weather in California is what makes it really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And most of the state's really great people. So
for sure.
Yeah.
We had talked or said something earlier about pros and cons of hunting suppressed.
Sure.
So I'd probably say not end on that, but just kind of touch on that real quick. I think when we talk about hunting, we go back to what we were talking about earlier in saving our ears. But I like to bring up the fact that I really think that we're losing the hunting industry slash hunting mindset for passing along to our generations. Because that's just how we grew up. That's how I grew up with a family. That's how we provided food for the family. It was a thing that you did, the fellowship. But I feel we're losing that. So what I can do is pass that along. So now my children they're ruined. Because if I go out hunting, they will not hunt without this.
Yeah.
They don't want the concussion. They don't want the sound. They don't want the recoil. So now, like we were saying earlier, I can bump my children up and take them hunting at a younger age, or a female who's never shot, or a first-time shooter, and bring them up to a caliber that will take the animal clean. When I have people come to the ranch that I guide at, they come in and I'm like, can we put a silencer on there and we'll go test 0? Or if you don't have a threaded barrel, please use mine. Because of the things we talked about, scaring the animals and letting other people know signature of shots and all that stuff. But having people come in and shoot a larger caliber to take those animals clean, I think is really important. And silencers let us do that. Sound, recoil reducing, all of it's a plus. There is nothing negative about hunting with a silencer.
No, I would tend to agree with you 100% wholeheartedly. And it's just so much better for the people around you. Like, what's really important is the people that are around you are not suffering with you. So
be civilized.
Be civilized. Shoot suppressed. Exactly. And it's actually pretty easy to travel with them. I mean, so let's talk a little bit about how you travel with a suppressor.
Good point. So
do you have to have your tack strap with you? You have to have your paperwork with you. It has to be on the gun, off the gun. What's the rule?
Very good question. And we do get that a lot. So if I'm going somewhere and I know I'm going to hunt or shoot and I have my guns and the silencers together, what I'll do is I'll put my silencers. I have cutouts in my cases for guns and silencers, but let's say I have a few silencers. I want to protect them. So I put them in a silencer case and I put them in the gun case. Of course, same thing applies. No ammo in the same gun case. You've got to check that ammo in the box that it comes in, put it in a case and check that. But I keep my paperwork on my phone. So everybody's got an iPhone or something or an Android. I keep my tax stuff on my phone. And then I put them with the gun, and so this case has 2 lock spots, 2 holes for locks. If your gun case has 4, if your gun case has 6, that's how many locks you need to have.
Yeah.
Because if they go to open that and they can get their hand into it, it's unsafe to them.
That's right.
And TSA will kick you out and say, hey, go get locks. So make sure to have as many locks as you have holes. But you can put the silencers in with the guns. I usually take them off the guns, even if it will fit in the case, just in case, because a lot of times they're going to swab and put it in a machine. It's going to pick up gunpowder. It's going to go off. So I have them so they can inspect them. Again, I always look at the states that I'm going to first, because there are some states that are not silencer friendly.
Correct.
So if I'm going to go hunt Illinois, guess what? I'm not going to bring a silencer. I'm going to have to go with a bow or something. Anyway, I make sure to have it in a case or off the gun, but locked in the case, and you go check it. You have to declare it when you check in to get your ticket. You know how you can check in, let's say I Fly American, you can check in online. Well, you have to go to the counter and declare that and check it in, sign the waiver, and then take it to get inspected.
So same thing as any firearm, pretty much.
Yeah, it's exactly like a firearm. Just take it off the gun or put it in the case. But it doesn't make it any harder. Yeah. It does not.
Yeah. And your paperwork, I was confused. Do you keep your paperwork electronically on your phone, or do you keep your paperwork, a copy of it, in with your case?
For me, working for the manufacturer, I have an ATF letter and a manufacturer's letter with our FFL SOT. I keep in that box. I printed them, put them in a folder, put them in the back of the box. If I'm going on a hunt or something, I just keep it on the phone. Okay. It's my personal can. I just keep the paperwork on my phone. Okay. Because really the only person that can do anything lawfully about that at that time is going to be ATF or IRS. TSA, they have no clue what they're looking at. They don't. So I just paperwork for silencers, but check it as you're going to check a gun. It's super simple. Okay. And people kind of go overboard with that, and they really think it's a headache, and they don't fly with their silencer. It's the same as flying with your gun. Just check it.
Other question. I know you have a silencer, and you love it. And if we're shooting together, I can shoot your silencer, but I cannot take your silencer and go on a hunt without you being present. Is that correct?
That's correct. Unless you're on the unless you're on the trust.
Yeah.
Again, all this stuff may change here pretty soon.
Sure.
But
it's just good. I'm trying to give a little bit of info for people that don't know.
Yeah.
So like I've shot a match before and I didn't have a can at the time, and I borrowed a buddy's can, but he was shooting with me at the match.
100%.
We were on the same squad. It was perfectly legal.
Yep.
He kept possession of the can. But if I were to take that can to a match and he wasn't there or whatever, it's not legal. You can't just hand this off unless, like you said, you're on the trust.
Correct.
So a trust
100%.
is handy because you can put multiple people on it, and then multiple users in your family then can grab it out of the case, put it on their firearm, and go hunting and have a great experience.
That's right. 100%. You nailed every bit of it.
Yeah.
Every bit of it.
It's really important. And when you set up your trust, you really think about that too. So, when you pass away, what happens to this stuff? It's kind of like, oh, what do you do with your cans? You've passed away. Well, if you have it in a trust and you name the people in your trust, then they now get ownership of those cans.
That's right.
It is a legal entity.
That's right. It's and I try not to get too much into the legal part
Sure.
of it, but having 12,
well, we
15
are not
cans
lawyers.
myself,
Let me just
that's
clarify.
right.
You should get
We're
legal
not.
advice.
Yes,
Seek legal advice after you've listened to anything we've said.
That's right. Please do that.
Please. I am
use
not attorney
someone-
in the state of Wyoming.
Please use someone like Silencer Shop or
Yeah, exactly.
one of those
Those guys are experts.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That is exactly what they're for. You can call them and get the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with the
And they
legislation
probably
stuff
have a
coming.
map on their website of where, it's acceptable to bring them and where it's not and all that stuff.
Yeah, and we try to do that as well. Silencer Shop has one on their website. Dealer Locator, you can find dealers that use them, but also they have where you can own a silencer.
Mm-hmm.
And then after us talking and going these shows, I'm like, why don't y'all do something where you can hunt with the silencers? Because
Yeah.
some states are different.
Yeah.
So now they have both.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So you can research that.
When you come to Wyoming, you can hunt here with them.
Yes, you can.
We're friendly for that. So
Two-way friendly.
Yeah, it's a horrible state to live, actually.
Don't come.
Don't come.
I want to live here so bad. It's so nice.
Any advice to
gosh.
people other than like come meet you at a show?
Definitely come meet me at a show. Yourself as well, though, too. You've got so much knowledge behind firearms and hunting and guns and suppressors as well. But talk to someone that's shot more than just one. Because, again, I can tell you that mine's the best.
Mm-hmm.
But until you see it, hear it, use it, you don't know. So talk to someone that's shot multiple that you trust. Go to a store and ask their opinions on which ones they have. Look at them all. Go to an event. That's the other thing we do. We have a podcast and we have Friday Lives at Dead Air, and we're going to put on our schedules where we're going to be for that week or the next week. You can see where we're going to be at. So you can always, hey, I'm an hour away. Hey, I'm 2 hours away. I'm going on vacation. I'll be there at the same time. Come to a shoot and shoot them for yourself. I really would say do that before you I would hate to say don't go buy one. We want you to do that.
Yeah.
We want you to shoot suppressed, but
Range Day at SHOT Show, you all there?
Range Day at SHOT Show, we're there every year, and we're at a lot of other shoots too across the country. Like I said, we've got 50 reps and then a bunch of internal guys. We're probably at 4 or 5 events a weekend throughout the U.S.
And if you belong to a gun club, ask some of your friends, hey, what suppressors have you used? What are you shooting? Why do you like it? These are all really important questions. What did you like about this customer service you received? Because so much of purchasing is who you have to deal with or who you get the opportunity to deal with when you're making that transaction, who answers your questions, who isn't disparaging, especially being a woman. I think sometimes people can kind of talk in a manner that makes you feel, we can figure this stuff out too. So, talk to those people that are going to treat you with respect and answer your questions and not make you feel like, you should automatically understand all of this, because there's a lot to it.
You can get deep in the weeds with this stuff.
Sure.
It can get very technical. That's why I say talk to as many people as you can, do the research. On our website, we have a lot of training videos, and you can actually watch us and hear us shooting and what the differences are, and we go through what you need to look for. So that's really important too. So do as much research as you can and come to one of the outdoor shoots. We have some indoor shoots too, but you don't get the full effect because you are enclosed and you get more sound than what it will sound it won't sound as good as you were outside.
Yeah.
But still you get the feel. So I would say come to any event, any shooting event.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
And so what's your guys' website?
deadairsilencers.com. And also the same thing on Instagram and Facebook. Visit us.
You probably have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, same thing on the YouTube. Check out the YouTube channel because there are a lot of really good training things, and they're very short. You're not going to have these long things that keep you forever. So, yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys want to learn more about the RXD suppressors, you can go on the Shop Ruger. Well, actually, it's not Shop Ruger. Just go on to Ruger.com's website. They've got some information on there. You cannot buy directly there, but you get information there, and then you can go purchase through your website. But there is more information about the RXD partnership there on their website as well.
There is, and you'll see some more stuff coming. Like we're, again, pushing the envelope, and we're doing it.
Yeah.
This is a thing for us now, is the outdoor side, not just tactical. We will never leave tactical. I must say that we'll never leave tactical.
Sure.
That is where we cut our teeth. That's our home. We do great at it. But this is just another addition, and we're doing good things.
Yeah, we're doing good things for the hunting community and for the next generation of firearms enthusiasts overall, whether they're military, law enforcement, hunting, shooting, sports advocates, whatever.
Everybody.
So it's great.
Thanks for that. Yeah,
Thank you for coming here.
Thank
and man, he's all the way outside of Texas.
Tejas, I had to leave
Tejas.
Had to leave that hot weather and
To
come here,
Wyoming. So I appreciate your
me.
time. And I want to thank all my sponsors, Ruger, Marlin, obviously, make this a podcast possible. Safari Club International and On X Hunt, so know where you stand. Join those organizations with SCI, especially. They're advocates for defending your right to hunt and fish. And appreciate your time, Christian.
Thank you so much. It was a great time. Thanks for letting me get the information out.
Yeah, and thank you all for tuning into this episode. We'll see you next time. There are a lot of Americans that understand the value of hunting, but we all know that right now, national support of hunting is extremely volatile. It seems that with every passing day, our voice is diminished, and the court of public opinion is not effectively hearing our side. We need advocates working on our behalf in Washington, D.C. to defend our freedom to hunt. And thankfully, when we need it the most, we have that advocate in Safari Club International. SCI's world headquarters are located in Washington, D.C., just blocks from the United States Capitol, which means that SCI is on the ground with our congressional leaders and federal agencies on our behalf, on behalf of the hunting community. SCI has an active political presence in all 50 states through their extensive chapter network and government affairs staff. If you have ever wondered why you should be a member of SCI, you shouldn't wonder anymore. Join us in the fight to defend hunting. Go to safariclub.org to learn more. Thank you all for listening to the Wild and Uncut podcast. If you would like to hear more, be sure to not only watch, but subscribe to my Pursue the Wild digital series airing on Carbon TV and YouTube. And while you're at it, follow me at Kristy Titus on Facebook and Instagram.